Back with more Buffy. This is episode 8 of season 4, and I'm really excited to carry on with this season. I adored the last episode. I thought it was so good. It's great to have Spike back. We've got loads of answers about this initiative thing, and what was going on with those soldiery guys all dressed in black, and Riley's involved with them. Professor Walsh is involved with them. There's a whole thing going on. And they seem to be developing a romance between Buffy and Riley, but neither of them know about each other's kind of secret lives just yet, so that should be interesting to see what they go with that. Still very much in mourning for the loss of Oz, I will not lie, but there's still a lot to love, and I still have my precious cinnamon roll, or one of them left me, but it's fine. Am I over it? No. Will I be over it? No. But I love the show, and I can't wait to carry on and see what's going to happen next, because I think the last episode set up something really interesting. And what also set up something really interesting was the end of the last Angel episode I watched, where Doyle got a vision of Buffy in trouble. So I feel like it could be getting a crossover, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this was always going to be like the watch order I had. It was always going to be The Last Angel, this Buffy, and then next one's going to be Angel again. But I got a few comments in my Last Angel reaction saying, oh, make sure you watch Buffy next. So I feel like there must be a crossover. Sometimes people do lose a bit of subtlety in comments like that, but it's okay. As long as I'm not spoiling anything major. But I'm aware of some of the puns. I will note that. I'm not completely oblivious to every single episode title, because I do have to do a level of planning ahead. So I see all those Hush puns, I kind of know what they mean. I know there's an episode called Hush coming up. But yeah, regardless of that, very excited to carry on and see what's going to happen next. So let's get into it. Hey! That's so cool. It's so weird seeing him in Buffy again.
Have you ever seen anything so masculine? Being Guerrero or his wife?
I think she means...
Oh, very manly. Not everything people. I'm imagining having sex with him right now.
And that's why it's appropriate.
Okay, Anya. What's going to be in here then?
Xander said he was going to dig. I want to see Xander dig.
That part's just ceremonial.
Well, it bites.
What demon are we releasing that's buried here
She's
then?
not rippling at all. I'm imagining having sex with him again.
Imaginary Xander like the machine.
Anya is thirsty. Oh, shit. Oh no, what's going to be down there?
I'm okay.
There will be demons. Or vampires.
Alright, we'll get you smell.
If it's a praying mantis, I'm turning this off.
I should have my own Thanksgiving. I can cook the meal just like my mom does, have all you guys over. It'll be great.
Oh, that's wholesome.
Earlier you agreed with me about Thanksgiving. It's a sham. It's all about death.
It is a sham. But it's a sham with yams. It's a yam sham.
You're not going to jokey rhyme your way out of this one. We could definitely use a little comfort food.
I bet Giles doesn't have any plans. And
Same.
Xander always tries to avoid all of his family gatherings.
Who? We could not invite Anya?
I don't know. She and Xander seem pretty tight lately.
Gumbo.
Oh, she's so adorable. Oh, you do not look good, my friend. But I'm excited you're here.
Kind of tough getting going today.
He does not look well either.
Your head is moist.
Oh, you're sick. You're pasty and wet and disgusting. It's
Same.
days without you.
You're a strange girlfriend.
I'm a girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there's a chance I'm delirious.
It's an evil fart. Oh no. Well, that was graphic.
Get used to this. Or maybe an ear harvesting demon. That it's like building another demon completely out of ears.
I'm not sure I want to hear any more about this. Huh.
You alright?
Yeah. I still need to pick up a few things, so I'll check in. And keep your hands off the food.
Oh, I'll try and restrain myself from eating uncooked potatoes and crackers.
Giles is me. She's sensing Angel again.
So, what do you think? She sounds good.
Oh.
And it's not your job to keep her safe.
It's not yours anymore either. Are you gonna walk away?
Alright.
Fair point.
But I feel we should tell her I don't like keeping this.
To be on the outside looking in at what I can't.
Hmm.
I'd forgotten how bad it feels.
Oh, Spike. I thought you were a little old lady for a second.
Where did you come from? I didn't see you at all.
Oh, just across the street. And a couple of blocks down.
Uh,
Hey, Willow.
I'm not evil. I'm here to help Buffy.
What's going on?
oh, I've missed these two together.
You can't just give up because there's obstacles. You know, what kind of...
Willow,
Sorry, my son.
you know
Oh.
how I feel about her.
Hey, is Cordelia really working for you? I mean, because that's got to be a special experience. Of all the people you could have hired.
I'm here to protect Buffy. I don't have a whole lot of time for personal stuff.
Right. Well, how can I help?
Well, if you can just tell me.
Who's that guy?
Only
Home's the place that, when you have to go there,
I have to take you in. Get out!
But babe.
Oh.
Out! I mean it. I'm powerful, and I'm beautiful, and I don't need you to complete me. And you're mean.
Oh, shit.
You had that in our bed?
I think it's just her bed now, buddy.
Let's find out.
Can I have someone to eat?
I mean, I kind of feel bad, but he did treat her like shit. Good for her for standing up for herself. She's living in harmony. Ha!
Go on.
Oh. Oh, wow. It's impressive.
Okay, you know what? We need to boil those and then put them through the ricer.
I don't think I have a ricer.
You don't have a ricer? What do you mean? How could someone not have a ricer?
Would you have one at home?
I don't know.
What's a ricer?
We'll mash them with forks, much like the pilgrims must have. Did you catch the part
Uh.
about the innocent people?
So what happened to the shumash?
How about imprisonment, forced labor, herded like animals into a mission full of bad European diseases?
Boy,
Shit.
Cultural Partnership Center really didn't stress any of
No
that
wonder the
stuff.
guy's angry.
Not even on diet.
With his rape and pillage and murder.
Well, okay, no, but
Oh.
we should be helping him. You know, I don't think you want to help. I think you just want to slay the demon, then go la la la.
And I think your sympathy for his plight has blinded you to certain urgent facts. We have to stop this thing.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm feeling
yes.
dry.
Oh, well, that's not.
But I feel like the spirit also has a point.
Happy Thanksgiving.
See
Darn, I
ya.
forgot he was
You're
like...
like death.
Are you okay?
You didn't bring rolls?
Buffy. Well, this guy, like, he'd get on with Faith, wouldn't he?
Malaria, some smallpox.
I was gonna say smallpox.
You know, syphilis,
Yeah.
but basically standard sort of.
Syphilis.
Well, but this is probably mystical.
Let's give him some land. I'm sure that'll clear everything right up.
Sarcasm accomplishes nothing, Giles.
Sort of
Well, I don't agree with that.
Hey, can we come around?
That's my thing.
The part about me and my new syphilis.
It'll make you blind and insane, but it won't kill you. The smallpox will.
Well, maybe there's a wicked spell that can cure.
Andy is
it.
very
It's
funny
something
this
regular
episode.
medicine.
Buffy, it is for to be slaying sometime soon, yeah?
It's sort of a question before the court.
Question?
Tell me what you think
There are
about
two
me.
sides to it.
He's a vengeance demon. You don't talk to vengeance demons. You kill them.
I didn't know you felt that way.
No, really.
Oh, shit.
What part of help me do you not understand?
The part where I help you.
I can't bite anyone. Willow, tell them what I did.
You said you were going to kill me, then Buffy.
Yes, fine, but I get that part, and the part where I couldn't bite you.
That's true.
It's actually, when you think about it, a very serious subject to tackle with quite a funny episode.
like with some of these?
About half a stick and a quarter cup of brandy. You do half brandy.
I thought that Annie's helping. That's endearing.
I'm not gonna help you kill him. I'm not on board.
Well, what choice do we
You
have?
do need to stop him though,
Okay,
sweetheart.
this isn't a Western.
Hey, it's eating me up. A quarter cup of brandy and let it simmer. But even though it's hard, we have to end this. Yes, he's been wronged, and I personally would be ready to apologize, but I...
Oh, someone put a stake in me.
Volunteers in here.
I just can't take all this mamby-pamby boo-hoo. You exterminated his race. What could you possibly say that would make him feel better? It's kill or be killed here. Take your bloody pick.
Oh, that's kind
Maybe
of
it's
the
the
point.
simplest talking, but some of that made sense.
I
Yeah.
made a lot of these points earlier, but yeah, it's fine. No one listens to
Look,
it.
fine,
Yeah.
okay, but someone still has to go warn the dean. It's gonna be a nice, quiet, civilized...
Oh.
You... Well, listen, maybe I wasn't clear before about how terrible we all feel.
Hey, what's the heart?
Well, that was a waste of time.
I think he thought we were crazy.
Well, maybe if Anya hadn't opened the conversation with everybody got both ears.
He likes his wife. She gave me pie.
So what do we do now?
Oh.
Yes, we're well aware of that. We're now, actually, thank you.
Who's that?
Hey, someone. Yes, let's talk about it some more.
Did he have an arrow to his shoulder?
Buffy!
Oh shit. Oh, this episode's hilarious. Oh my God, it's him. Oh no. Oh, that shouldn't be funny. Every time I see it. Oh, stop. Stop, it's not funny. It was the way he said his line as well. Oh my God, it's like E.T. What is this episode?
One, two.
All the bills to like get these windows replaced.
Ow! Bloody hell.
Giles, these guys, they don't die.
Sandra's not doing too bad of a job considering how like sick he is. Oh,
What's he like when he is evil?
I mean he did that. Oh. I think I'm gonna have to call this video Liam Laughs for 10 minutes.
Your knife can kill you.
Ah. Oh.
A bear! You made a bear!
I didn't mean to.
Undo it! Undo it!
Wait, there's a bear. What's going on? I felt they did it on purpose so that they could kill the bear and not like the guy. Aww.
What happened? Did we win?
I feel lousy.
She has been able to sense when something's up.
Well,
Oh, Spike's in next to Willow.
Oh, it was yummy. But at least we all worked together. It was like old times.
Especially with Angel being here and everything.
That little oops. Oh, wow. Okay. Is that going to come into play as well? Feels like there's more to the story. I love that episode. I thought that was so much fun. That was just so entertaining. But I feel like that could divide people given the subject matter and all the different opinions they had on it, and also the fact that they made it a funny episode out of, you know, people that have been wronged in the past. But you know, being a Brit who doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving for obvious reasons, we're not very well informed about the traditions of Thanksgiving and really what it's about and stuff. Because we don't learn about that stuff at school because it's not our country's history, so we don't really... I'm not very well informed on, you know, the basics of like Thanksgiving, and I've always liked the idea of like celebrating what you're thankful for and the dinner and everything and families coming together. But yeah, I could see this potentially dividing people, I don't know. But for me personally, watching it, I had a lot of fun with it and thought it was a hysterical episode. And I am glad they presented like loads of different like opinions on how they should handle the Native American kind of spirit and stuff. You know, Willow being very adamant that they shouldn't kill it outright, and that the spirit kind of had a point, which I think was true. You know, he was wronged, and you know, I think it's very true to life that you know, these kind of things did happen to people. Which is just disgusting and horrible. So of course, if spirits would come back, they probably might want revenge and stuff. But now they're killing like other innocent people, and so much time has passed, and that's... I liked the kind of blurred lines about how they wanted to deal with it. Because I liked that even Buffy wasn't just like, I'm just gonna kill him and that'll be that. Even she had some kind of restraint. And I think some of that might come from like white privilege as like a situation, because it would just be like another story of like a group of white people wipe out some Native Americans. It was in danger of becoming that story again. So I liked that some of the characters weren't all for that, and there was a debate going on, and I don't feel like they ever truly resolved that, which I think makes sense because that's not really a debate you can solve, I don't think, is it? There's no definitive answer over what's the best way to handle that situation. Because maybe there was a better way of handling it and dealing with the spirit, but at the same time, that spirit was still killing people. So I actually quite liked that moral dilemma that was there, even though what was wrapped around that dilemma was actually a very, very funny episode. Some great stuff in there. Oh my god, Spike and the arrows in that chair killed me. Oh my god, it was just the way it was just like, oh yes, that's the way James Masters delivers his lines. Oh, I just eat up every word he says. But yeah, the whole kind of touching on like cultures and Thanksgiving and the different opinions on the event itself and how to deal with the spirit, I think was very interesting. But I can imagine it might divide some people, so I'd be interested in hearing what you guys think of it. Especially guys who like celebrate Thanksgiving. So obviously being in the UK we don't. So that could be interesting, but you know, for me personally, I am a complete noob on the subject. I would admit that I really don't know a lot about it. So therefore I felt like I had a lot of fun with this episode. So I don't really know if it offends people in any way. It might do. So I'd be interested in finding out the general consensus of this episode, because it could be very interesting to find out more. So yeah, I liked that they touched on different cultures and Thanksgiving, and I think it was kind of interesting to have this idea of like this Native American spirit being released and doing that. So yeah, I think it had some interesting stuff going in terms of where they went with the story, even though I think the more entertaining and enjoyable parts of the episode for me were like the other characters kind of interacting with each other and bringing Angel as well. So yeah, that whole story, I think, for me, I got a lot of entertainment out of it, and I think it does leave you thinking about, you know, where you stand on the whole thing and how you'd handle the situation and the whole kind of grey area behind how they did that. And I do think that's kind of why they, when they finished him off, if you will, to put it bluntly, he was a bear. Because then you didn't have the image of this white person stabbing a Native American. He was just a bear. So I feel like that might have made things easier to swallow, even if there's an obviously fake bear at times. But yeah, that was mad. I can't believe I just watched them slay a bear in an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but there you go. That is definitely something I didn't expect to see when I woke up this morning, but there we are. So yeah, that whole story, very interesting. I think it can spark a lot of debates. I don't know exactly where people stand on it, but for me, I liked the debate it presented and the different views we got on it. So outside of that, I liked Harmony briefly showing up to kind of kick Spike out again, and it's nice that she's kind of stuck up for herself and she seems to have like dealt with that whole very toxic relationship really and moved on from that. So that was cool that she stood up for herself. That was really cool to see that. So good on her. Even if I adore Spike, which I do, you know, he treated her like crap. So it's good that she stood up for herself. And I just really like this kind of new gang that we've kind of got. Of course, I miss Oz to death, and I would give anything to have him back. But I feel like because Spike can't like attack people right now, could he be drawn into the gang? I don't know. You know, he was with them at the end at the table, so like, granted he was tied up, but still, I feel like he could be drawn into it. I liked his dynamic with everyone, and I loved Anya in this episode. Like, I've enjoyed her before, but there was something about her in this episode. She was hilarious. Some of the stuff she was coming out with, and you know, the lusting after Xander, can't relate. Sorry, Xander, but it's still really funny. But even like the lines outside of that, when she was just talking about that woman, the wife, giving her pie, and she had some really funny moments, and I really liked that. And I love that she was so keen to like help out with Thanksgiving, and asking Buffy like, oh, what do I do with this? And I find that so endearing because she's like this ancient tortured demon kind of thing that's now human, and I really loved her in this episode. So I'm glad she's kind of being brought into the gang a bit, and I hope we see a lot more of her. And you know, Xander called her his girlfriend in this episode, so clearly things are getting serious, and I actually quite like them together. I think it makes quite the odd pairing, but I think it works. So yeah, that was cool. And poor Xander in this episode getting all the diseases. Still had a lot of moments of quite, you know, of humour and stuff, and I think he actually held his own quite well in the fight considering all the stuff he had, all the diseases he had. I think he did very well, so kudos to him. So yeah, I quite like that relationship and where that's going. And yeah, I think Willow's adorable. I love her. And she had a very interesting standpoint on like how to deal with the whole situation, as did Buffy. And I liked that Buffy was very keen to like have this whole Thanksgiving. I really wanted Joyce to be there. Maybe they couldn't get the actress. I feel like I don't know if they really explained why she wasn't with Joyce for Thanksgiving. They just said like she couldn't go home. I don't know, maybe they just couldn't get the actress. But I would have liked Buffy to like invite Joyce or something. Or at least like have a scene when she's on the phone like talking to Joyce for Thanksgiving. I don't know, I just miss Joyce. I feel like we haven't seen her in ages. But if she shows up again anytime soon, I will rejoice. Ha! I suck. But yeah, I find it kind of endearing that Buffy just wanted to have this kind of meal with everyone and try and get everyone together and all these people. And I think Giles did have a point that Buffy's kind of lonely. And I think that's why she was even more kind of in tune to sensing that someone was watching her when Angel was around. Even though, you know, she never actually saw him in this episode. And then found out at the end that he was hanging around. That's interesting. Wonder where they're going to go with that. I'm sure they'll address it at some point. Otherwise, she just never found out that Angel was there. So yeah, it provided a lot of funny moments as well, where all this stuff was going on with like Xander being ill and the spirits, and all she was concerned about was getting dinner ready. It did provide a lot of comedy there. I appreciated that. It was nice to see another really grown-up side to Buffy, which I think we're getting a lot of this season, and a lot last season as well. She's definitely grown up a lot, and I really like that. I like seeing that side of her. We saw Riley very briefly, still very much part of the initiative, and then I think they're still kind of building up this romance, I think, with him and Buffy. So yeah, I still like him. A lot of people don't, apparently. But right now, I actually really like him and the dynamic he brings, so looking forward to seeing where they go with that whole thing with him and the initiative and stuff. And yes, Spike. he's an icon. I love Spike so much. Jason Masters is great. He's a lot of fun. The comedic timing he has is spot on. I love his interactions with everyone. And I think, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing just how much intel he kind of relays to them all about the initiative people. Because he promised that, but we didn't actually see him tell them. But obviously they got caught up with all of this like mess of a situation. But I love that Spike's, you know, back in it a lot and seemingly maybe, I don't know, being like brought into the main group. That'd be cool. But I love seeing him. He's so much fun. So that's great that he's still around. Suffering a lot, bless him. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they go with the whole he can't like bite people thing. Very interesting. Giles, sassy as fuck, love him. I love that he has a sassy remark for everything. I love that. Iconic. So yeah, he was really funny in this episode. It was very interesting as well seeing him put at odds with Willow. They kind of had like opposing views on things. I don't think we get that very often when they're on different sides. So I thought that was a very interesting thing to see as well. So yeah, everyone's kind of had some really funny lines, including Giles. And then yeah, Angel in Buffy again after what feels like forever, even though really it's only been like 8 episodes since he was last in Buffy. But you know, it feels longer because obviously I've been watching Angel alongside this. So yeah, I am a bit confused because I don't think what we saw in Dora's vision, I don't think we actually saw that in this. It seemed like it was a different situation. So I don't know if that's just going to come into play later on, or if it was just like a generic thing, like, oh, Buffy's in danger, you should go and help her. So we weren't actually seeing her in this episode, I don't think. I don't know, maybe it's just set up to have Angel, like, was he contracted to appear in Buffy for an episode this season? I don't know. Because they kind of did a mini crossover with like the phone call in, I think it was episode 1 of both seasons of the shows. But this was like a full-on one with Angel actually appearing. Just like when Oz and Spike really appeared early in Angel season 1. But yeah, I don't know how much of an impact Angel really had on things. I mean, he did help save the day in the end, I suppose. But I was a bit confused as to how Doyle's vision that he had related to this. Maybe it was just like a generic Buffy's in danger, go and help her. Because I think Angel did kind of play a part in like the final battle and stuff. So he did have a role to play in things. But either way, I really, really loved his inclusion. And it was cool seeing Buffy kind of be aware of his presence, even though she didn't really know it was him. And then finding out at the end, very interesting. And I love seeing him kind of work with Giles again. Obviously, after everything with Jenny, there was a lot of hostility between them. They really addressed that a lot in Amends last season. So it was cool to see them kind of working together. And it seemed like Angel, when he returned to Swindon, went to Giles kind of straight away and told him what was going on, because Giles was aware that Angel was around. So I liked seeing them interact again and seeing Angel and Willow interact. So I always loved the scenes with those two. I think they were building a really, really wholesome friendship, and I liked to see them interact a bit in this episode, and a bit briefly with Xander as well. But they haven't really seen eye to eye most of the time, have they? So either way, it was cool seeing Angel back in Buffy again, and I'm interested in seeing where this might affect him going forward. He just can't seem to stay away for too long, so I don't know if that's going to be like a big deal moving forward into Angel. But yeah, very interesting, and it was great to see Angel back in Buffy again. Even though, you know, I'm getting a lot of Angel because I'm watching Angel the show, it's still kind of cool and a nostalgia trip to have him show up in a Buffy episode. Just like Xander was saying near the end, having the whole gang back together. I think it was Xander. I think he was the one who spilled the beans on Angel anyway to Buffy. But someone said like it was like the old times with all the gang back together, and I did get that feeling from it as well. I think that's another reason I really enjoyed this episode. It did seem like kind of a nostalgia trip, everyone working together. So yeah, that was really cool. I loved this episode a lot. I think it had a very serious message behind it, and I think it could be split in opinions as to whether or not people enjoyed that aspect of it, combined with like a very comedic episode. I personally really enjoyed it, found it very, very funny. The character stuff was great. Loved Angel showing up, loved Spike showing up. Harmony had a really cool bit as well. Anya, I really loved her. And yeah, just a really, really fun episode for me. I absolutely loved it. And I can't wait to see where they're going to go with the rest of this season and how things are going to shape in terms of like story structure from now on. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I love this episode a lot. And yeah, my next reaction will be Angel, episode 8. Yeah, episode 7 was Bachelor's Part. Yeah, so episode 8 of Angel will be my next Buffyverse reaction. So yeah, very excited for that, and I love this episode. Can't wait to see what's going to happen for the rest of the season. But until my next reaction, thanks for watching.